Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And today, unfortunately, we're talking about this autumn maple event. Now, full disclosure, normally I do not talk about these kinds of events because they're so mundane and they're so basic that there's nothing really to discuss. There's nothing interesting that I can pull out of it, and there's no way that I can stretch it to 10 minutes for that golden YouTube ticket. However, we somehow find ourselves in this situation where after, what feels like weeks and months of silence from Netmarble after Age of Apocalypse and the updates we had there in September, we now have this autumn maple event that somehow draws my ire and forces my hand to make some kind of statement here. So the first part of this event, and I'm going to be lathering on a lot of sarcasm when I say that from now on, so if that word becomes more exaggerated, you know why. The first part of this event is just a regular run-of-the-mill 7-day check-in, which is great. Check into the game, just play the game. You don't even have to play, actually. Just open the game once per day, and you will get one of these items. Each day you get a different item. Seems very straightforward. Let's investigate exactly what items you get. So this is really important because the items that you get will, help different players in different ways. So the first reward is energy, okay? Second reward is 80 biometrics. Third reward is uniform XP chips. Fourth reward is dimension debris, then gear up kits, then uniform upgrade kits, then a 6-star rank up ticket. Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that this check-in event is most geared towards newer players. Now, in general, check-in events are geared towards newer players because newer players are the ones most likely to stop playing your game and to uninstall it because they get bored or their progress gets halted. So a 7-day check-in event, for one reason or another, with one item or another, is going to continue pushing them along and getting their progress to a point where they feel as though they've invested enough time into the game that they don't want to uninstall it. That's part of the psychology behind a 7-day check-in event. Part of it is just to thank your player base. But looking at the items, who needs energy the most? New players. Who needs dimension debris and gear up kits the most? New players. Where did they put those items? At the beginning and kind of towards the end. So they're, putting that carrot already in front of you and also much farther ahead of you. The 6-star rank up ticket everyone can use, but again, it's very, very nice. I would say if it was a 5-star rank up ticket, this would be unabashedly targeted towards new players because the 5-star tickets are very useful for getting the Doctor Strange epic quests rolling with Satana and Clea especially. But the majority of these rewards scream new player friendly or new player inclined to me. And that's fine. I dig it, Netmarble. I dig it. Let's continue down this path, shall we? Second, we have, as part of this event, we have an Apocalypse ranking event, and I don't know what crack of the earth this abomination crawled out of. I don't know what kind of demon spawned, gave, some kind of ritualistic birth to this monstrosity, but send it back, please. Return to sender. This is gross. What is this? Let's investigate. Basically, they're having a ranking event for a character that no one cares to have and that everyone who has probably regrets spending crystals on. Apocalypse. So, for everyone who didn't get Apocalypse yet, you're in luck. This doesn't matter to you. You can just start ignoring the part of the video and I will wave when you can unmute the YouTube video. For those of you who have Apocalypse, I'm sorry. You can get some of your investment back now, I guess. They're giving away crystals as the reward for Apocalypse's ranking event. That's not smart at all. That's not what people who ranked up Apocalypse want. They already spent thousands upon thousands of crystals to rank him up. What do you mean? Do you think anyone's going to be happy with 100 crystals for their Apocalypse? That's a slap in the face. That's almost like you're taunting the players who invested in Apocalypse. I really don't understand. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. If they wanted to thank the player base who invested in Apocalypse, they could come up with a way better reward. Much, much better. For example, they could give Phoenix Feathers and Emcron crystals that would go into your inventory that don't expire. Artificially boosting the cap over 2,000. I'm sure the player base who has Apocalypse would love that more than measly crystals. Are you serious? 100 crystals? I can open a second ISO 8 slot for that. Ooh, I can give Apocalypse Blessing of Asgard and Prince of Lies. Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you, Netmarble. Okay, now that everyone's back, let's continue. The third part of this event is a uniform sale. I have nothing to say. Uniform sale is great. Okay, maybe balance some of the uniforms because some of them are pretty trash. And then we come to the worst part of this event. The limited time crystal event. And if you're not familiar, if you don't understand what's going on here, this is the same thing as the Rhino Gold challenge that we had before, where you just have to play the game normally, and whenever you spend a certain threshold, whenever you reach a certain amount of gold spent, you would unlock a reward. And the reward was very meager. It was only really useful for newer players and early intermediate players, but even then I encourage the player base to not rush. Don't just blow all of your gold trying to get through these rewards and trying to get these rewards from the challenges, because for one, it's on for a long period of time. You know, it's usually 7 days, 10 days, so you might just accidentally do it by the 10th day on an upgrade on an ISO 8 rolling or something like that, because gold spending fluctuates massively. But also because the rewards are just not that great. It's kind of like a check-in event. It's usually geared towards newer players, and it's just breadcrumbing them so that they can stay in the game longer and that they're less likely to uninstall. That was all well and good when we were spending gold. G-O-L-D, gold. This is not that. This is crystals. What? Nani? Like, I don't get this at all. You spend 100 crystals to get 50 gear up kits? Are you kidding me? Now, don't look at this as I'm spending 100 crystals just on nothing. Obviously, you're obviously going to get something from those 100 crystals. So, for example, if you spend 100 crystals to open up another ISO 8 slot for a character, you're not losing that value. So you're technically not spending any extra crystals, but the rewards are extremely pathetic to try and entice you to part with your crystals. You know, 50 gear up kits is actually an admin gift that I randomly get in my inbox. 50 dimension debris, I think I flushed 50 dimension debris earlier today before this video in the toilet. 50 rank 1 black antimatter. Okay. 50 Chaos Nordstones. Riveting stuff. 50 level 2 uniform XP chips. Didn't you guys give us uniform XP chips up here? You gave us 50. You're giving us 50, and now you're telling us we can spend crystals. We can spend how many crystals? 2,500 crystals? Okay, what are the best rewards? 80 Phoenix Feathers, 80 Emcron Crystals, and a 6-star Mega Rank Up ticket for the low price of 10,000 crystals. This is super tone deaf. This challenge makes absolutely no sense to the player base, and it just screams of tone deafness. It doesn't make any sense because the rewards are terrible. The rewards are either too bad for veterans or not good enough for veterans, or just useless for new players. 50 gear up kits. What do I need with 50 gear up kits? What is that, like 2 gear rank ups for 1 character? This is a joke. These rewards are horrible, and I understand the incentive. You're making a uniform event and then you're giving a crystal challenge, so you're basically really encouraging. This is a hard push to buy uniforms. This is Netmarble's way of pulling the knife out, putting it on the pulling the gun out, putting it on the table, and saying, "I'm not going to shoot you, but you should do what I'm asking. Give me, let me handcuff you and take you away, Batista." Anyways, I understand that part, and yeah, okay, you buy one uniform, you just unlock the first 3 rewards. So basically, you were going to buy the uniform anyways, right? Now you're getting 50 gear up kits, 50 dimension debris, and 50 rank 1 black antimatter. Oh, you were going to buy 2 uniforms for Gamora because you're a sadist? Now you've got the Chaos Nordstones too. But then that's it, it's over! What are you going to buy, 50 uniforms? Who in their right mind is going to actually buy, what is that, 13 uniforms to get some of these rewards? You have to look, and they don't even have the pride, they don't even have the intelligence to make the second last reward 7,500. That to me would be at least an iota of respect, because 7,500 is 10 uniforms. I don't know which Bert or Ernie or Big Bird would buy 10 uniforms right now in the game, but let's just say that you bought 10 uniforms. Well, you're an idiot, but also, oh, you still have the Phoenix Feather reward. You need to spend another 500 crystals to get that Mcron crystal reward. How ignorant is that? I honestly have no idea what was being filtered through the air in the Netmarble headquarters when this was concocted. Whatever it is, mail me some so I can get down with the sickness, because this is sick and I don't think anybody likes it. I'm really disappointed with this. After all the silence, this is what they give us. They would have been better off with just uniform sales. It would have pissed people off because they'd be like, "Oh, I want some updates," because that's how our player base is. They're whiny as hell, and we know it. But instead, we have something worth complaining about, because this is borderline assault. So yeah, spread your salt in the comments below, and let's all hold hands and kumbaya. Event!